far worse things waiting, man, than death.
You will be scared shitless.
This meeting.
Good evening. This is S. Michael Sims, and with me, as always, is
Erin,
the lovely Erin Dawn and her partner in crime, Mr.
Slinky Giallo.
And we are the Scared Shitless podcast, and have we got a treat for you this evening? It is a bona fide slasher classic, a slashic. Friday the 13th, part 3. It's been a while since we've done one of these, and I'm excited about it, especially because we have a Friday part 3 aficionado with us.
A little bit.
Mr. Giallo. So you were gonna ask me about it or a question?
Yeah. Yep, I've got the whole thing.
Yeah,
so I did it. I did scene by scene, bro. So
Nice.
whatever we need, I've got it. I've got it.
So I think you were asking me why I chose it or something like that.
Yeah, like why? I mean, I understand that you guys, we all did 2 together, right?
And
you guys
the
did
first,
1.
Yep, the first episode is part 1.
And so I was wondering, yeah, I was figuring this would be like how this would enter into the Scared Shitless universe, if you will.
Well, because believe it or not, in most slashers, I can find something that I feel was actually scary, and that's the prerequisite for all the shows we do. Is whatever movie it is, it has to have something in it that's actually frightening, and that doesn't have to mean that when we watch it now we're like, oh my god, but just at some point in our lives maybe there was something in it that that got to us on some levels. So
Very
this
good.
one fits. I think most of them do, with the possible exception of Jason X, maybe. Maybe Freddy versus Jason, maybe not so much, but
God, I hate that movie so much. Yeah. Now, what's your background with this, Sims? Like how old were you when you first saw 3?
yeah, so I was probably about 10. Yeah, because I just moved back to military housing from Oklahoma, and my dad's cousin had VHS tapes with copies of the first 4 movies on him. And so I watched all of them back to back at 10 years old on a crappy VHS copy. But I mean, that added to it in some way. It was like grainier, and just more realistic looking to me. And I just sat there and I watched all of them back to back. And all of them scared me. But I think 3, at least for a 10-year-old, was the scariest just because of the way that Jason looked. He was hulking. Richard Brooker had that kind of hunchback thing going on. He had the sloth look, where he looks like a cross between Sloth and the Toxic Avenger, but we'll get to all that. But yeah, it actually scared me. So it stuck out in my mind as a 10-year-old. What about you? What was your first viewing?
Let's see. Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Trying to think when I first saw Friday 3. I was like 10 or 11, and I rented it from Video Vision because I literally started renting the Friday the 13th in order down the row. I like 3 stands out to me just because it's when he gets his costume proper, he gets the mask. There's a lot of cool stuff in 3. I don't want to say too much yet but I literally said everything you just said about Richard Brooker today. I was like, oh, he's got the hunch. Look how he's bent over. He looks so cool. So yeah, it's funny. I like this one. I like this version kind of better than Hodder's Jason, because Hodder's always we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, you're not alone in that at all.
Yeah. So I feel I really like this one. It's clunky. It's got a lot of shit that's wrong with it, but it's fun in a lot of ways. So yeah, I dig on part 3, man. I love the posters. I love all the different posters for it.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah. But I was like 10 or 11 when I saw them.
I'm not really sure how old I was when I first saw 3. I know that I went through the phase where I was watching all the Nightmares, watching all the Fridays, whatever. So I'm gonna say 12 years old, 13 years old. I so I Richard Brooker is my 100% favorite Jason. Like I love CJ Graham, but and a Hodder, I do love Hodder. I prefer Hodder and Hatchet to be honest. So but and I understand why people like Hodder, because he is a very like sort of menacing, like grr kind of dude. But Richard Brooker genuinely looks like he could overtake you. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
look now, I don't know how tall the dude is because I didn't look it up,
Well, he
but
was tall enough to be in Deathstalker,
he
you know.
looks tall. He
Yeah.
looks tall. He looks as Slink said,
I
hulking.
think he's like 6'2".
He looks scary.
Intimidating.
He's a very intimidating Jason. And that's why I like it. There's things about this movie that I genuinely like, and then there's things about this movie I really don't.
Yeah, we'll get to some of that,
But
won't we?
but I will give respect and absolutely give props to it because obviously introduction of, the official Jason mask, right? But also it's got some really amazing death scenes. So which we will get to. Ho ho.
All right. Well, I do want to add that I was aware of the movie a couple of years before I actually got to see it. When part 4 came out, there was already some buzz among us third and fourth graders about, Jason Voorhees and, the fact that he had a new movie, and some of the kids had actually seen part 3. And there was a lot of to do about the mask and how there was a notch in the mask because of what had happened to him in part
Very
3.
large playground talk about the mask and
Yeah.
Jason and yeah.
Yeah, I used to draw pictures of it on my books
Exactly
and
how
stuff.
it used to be, man. That's exactly how it used to be.
Playground talk.
Large playground talk of who was the more formidable villain, who would take who, real pressing third grade business.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, of course, we have the recap, right? At the beginning of the movie, the second movie did it, with flashbacks. This one, they just give you the actual ending of part 2, and it's a straight up continuation. And a lot of people, especially on the fan boards, will point that out, that it's not actually Friday the 13th if it's a continuation of part 2 that happened on Friday the 13th because it's the next day. So.
Saturday the 14th.
Saturday the 14th.
Yeah. Like,
Right. And then there's part 4, which does the same thing. So, but yeah, we get that nice recap showing the end with Ginny being all brave and tricking Jason with the mother's sweater and with Pamela's sweater. And
like they just take the last 5 minutes of the movie and slap it on the beginning of this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
It reminds me of a soap opera.
Yeah.
Because one of the cool things about soap operas is that if you've never watched that soap opera before, you get this like crash course within the first 5 minutes of dialogue of like, yes, my brother Jay. Like the way the dialogue is done, it's done specifically so that if you've never seen that soap opera, you're right there. You know exactly who everybody is, what they do, and why they're there.
You're caught up by the first commercial break.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th does that too, and that's why I totally dig on that because I like the fact that as a kid, when I watched Friday 3, I could see the end of Friday 2. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool, and it was neat because there were a lot of times when these movies would show on TV where they were out of order. They were out of order or they didn't have the rights to one.
Yep.
So you didn't see one.
TNT couldn't show part 4 for years when they would do the marathons. And Joe Bob used to get so pissed about it. He would do little segments about them not having the rights to Friday 4. So it was very funny, man. Like, yeah.
Yep, totally relate.
Well, I love the direct continuation. They did a okay job of, showing sack Jason crawling away, although his sack looked like brand spanking new, like it just come out of the wash. And then they cut to Pamela's head, which looks a little different, but it looks fantastic. It's a great prop. Kudos to whoever owns that one. But they zoom in on it, they pan in on it, and then boom, you get the title sequence, right? With the bump, 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 bump,
it's so
soundtrack.
So disco. Holy shit,
I love it.
Is it
so
disco?
1983.
The only music Manfredini did that doesn't sound the same if you think about it.
Absolutely.
Her and I have a really good thing. Like we watched what the hell was it?
Slaughter High.
Slaughter High. We watched Slaughter High. We watched we had just happened to watch one of the Friday the 13th before that.
Was it one of the ones in the woods?
Like I think so. It was one of the Fridays. We watched Slaughter High. Yeah, we watched that trauma flick. It was like the something Voodoo Island Massacre.
Yeah, Voodoo Island Massacre.
He had done the music for that.
And it's so the same.
They're the same fucking song.
It's the same
song.
Mic drop.
No, not from Friday.
No. It's not the disco one.
That's what I'm saying. That the Friday 3 music is the only music he ever did that doesn't sound the same.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're talking about with the violins and the psycho ripoff.
They play the same fucking music from 5 movies in that movie.
Yeah, Slaughter High has the same stingers.
Yes.
Every single stinger in there, you're like, what? You know, you're like, that sounds like Friday the 13th. And it's like, bitch, because it's the same composer.
And it was like, there's a trauma flick called like Voodoo Island Massacre or Zombie Island Massacre.
Zombie Island Massacre, which is on
I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know,
it's the Friday
doing what works for him.
Music.
You know.
Yeah, it's the Friday the 13th music. So it's like
I can see him trying to change it up too, like he did in part 3, and having the producers be like, "Oh no, it needs to be more like Friday," you know. Okay.
It's like it's like, oh, it's you know, let's do some disco. Let's throw that in there, you know. It is wild as fuck. But so I guess to Slink's point, I give it credit because it did do something different.
Yep.
I hate disco.
And I think you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Or like me,
true.
you kind of love it in a Jaws 3 kind of way where it's like it's a very time capsule-y kind of soundtrack. So all right, well, Slink, I want to lean on you a little heavier tonight with the chronology. You know, so we're gonna start, you know, with the couple, right, at their little shop that they have.
Yes, they have a general store.
General store in Green Hill, New Jersey, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Harold and Edna,
California.
Yeah,
Harold and Edna.
California.
Yeah, Harold and Edna, and it's funny because Edna's dressed up like she's 45 and she's not.
Right.
They really dumb her down. Harold looks like he's fucking on the wrong side of 40.
Yeah, Harold looks like an Armenian drug dealer.
That's who owns the boat.
So I knew I had seen him in something else, and I looked up his IMDb. So he was in Star Trek 5, and I do remember seeing him in that.
Okay.
He was in House, which I do not remember seeing him at, but I haven't watched it in a long time. And then he's also done a lot of voice work, apparently. Monsters Inc. and The Emperor's New Groove. So good for him.
Okay. And so yeah, we got the couple at the general store, and it's Harold. It's funny because there's a shot where they show Jason standing in the yard in between the laundry, and eagle-eyed viewers, if you notice, he still has his overalls on and the blue shirt. It's just a second, and the guy's definitely built different than Warrington Gillette. It's not him, you can tell. But it's kind of cool. You see like the sheet move, and you catch the outfit from part 2.
Yeah, God bless continuity. You know, they try.
Yeah, continuity. I'm super stupid about that stuff. Like, I'm funny. I always joke with her, the deer statues in the Smithsonian.
It's not.
That's not the one from the barn. I always say, oh, that deer statue's in the Smithsonian. So yeah, that's
but yeah, our first victims. Yeah.
We get our first victims, but Slink pointed something out to me that I never noticed before. I've seen this movie like 20 or 30 times. He pointed out to me that the inside of the general store is train themed.
It's very railroady.
There is a fish named Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
There's a caboose in the fish tank. There are railroad tracks everywhere. There is a crossing sign. There's a little miniature conductor that sits next to the thing.
That makes me like Harold so much more. Like, and I already thought he was kind of likable, you know.
He's into the toy trains. He's into the train life, right?
Poor henpecked guy. You know, he's just this innocent train loving dude, and he gets
that makes sense
killed.
Because they shot it in California, so that's their big train stuff over there in California. There's a railroad in New Jersey, but it's not. So it makes sense that that's California where they filmed the movie.
And we're treated to the most unhygienic general store of all time.
Oh God.
Gross. This place is so gross.
Yeah, this was filmed in 82. EPA regulations, I think, or FDA was probably
there's like a watermelon that has been cut in half and
Right.
it's just sitting there.
Just chilling. You know?
any second Donald Sutherland's gonna come in and find a rat turd.
And their dirty fucking laundries hanging out back. Like that's kind of strange, man. We're gonna go get some vegetables.
It's kind of gross.
Nasty.
But yeah, genuine small town mom and pop.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And then so I like the fact that like Harold is just eating his way through the general store, you know, and he gets to the little chocolate donuts, and he's eating the little chocolate donuts, and then he gets scared by his wife. And she's like telling him, she's like, yeah, you're eating that crap, you know, gonna go to the doctor, whatever. And then and she's like, and put that animal down.
Yeah. What's funny is before she catches him eating donuts out of the boxes on the shelf in the store, she's knitting on the couch. And while she's knitting, we can hear the TV. And the TV is talking to the sheriff and a newscaster about the murders that just happened at Crystal Lake. You know, they found all these bodies.
Yes, I love that shit.
Yeah, that's fucking. I love that shit, man. I can't get enough of that stuff.
Yeah, that
so
is
meanwhile,
proper
that's
use.
going on, and she can't find her knitting needle. So yeah, she catches Harold. Yeah, bitches about the rabbit.
She bitches about the rabbit. So then she's like, okay, go put the rabbit back in the hutch.
And that upsets his bowels.
Yeah, well, no, he goes to put the rabbit back in the hutch,
Oh,
and finds the rabbits. So their rabbits have been killed, right? And when I was a kid, I used to think it was Jason that did it, but then the snake jumps out, and I'm like, no, the snake killed the rabbit
3D
in 3D, and it scares him so much that he has to go take a shit. And not only, and this is like, we also noticed this at this point that the audio, if you will, of this scene is
I never
really
noticed it till today. So I'm just kind of like, was I ignorant to the shit, or because when the scene starts, they show his feet on the floor, you know, when the camera's panning up, and like you hear some serious business, like just vacating.
How'd you like to be the dubbing guy on that one?
He's pooping. Yeah, right. Like somebody's on there just like, oh, what noise could we use?
Raspberries in the
Yeah.
microphone.
So he's shitting and drinking alcohol while he's shitting, and then he gets startled and does not wipe. There is no edit there. It is not, doesn't turn and come back. He's just like, I'm pulling my pants up. This
Right,
is
if
my
you're gonna
life.
go there and show somebody shitting, at least complete the scene.
That's what I mean. It's very bad. It's very bad.
Expensive.
Poor Harold
You know.
went to
Yeah.
wherever he ended up in the afterlife with dingleberries.
And then he gets killed, and then Edna gets stuck with a knitting needle. And Slink pointed out a really good point, which I didn't know, but the shirt that Jason wears is not a Dickies shirt, as people have said.
It's from a company called Big Mac.
Yes, it's a Big Mac shirt.
They are still in business. And the thing is, the reason I know this is because if you look at Jason's shirt, one of the pockets has a flap. The other pocket does not.
Aha.
That is a Big Mac work shirt from 1978 or 79, I think.
You heard it here first, folks.
And
so my shit goes deep, bro.
this is why I'm gonna marry him, because he knows shit like this. Like,
Well, we were watching the movie and I was like, hey, by the way, I says, you know that shirt he has on is not a Dickie shirt? She's like, tell me more.
Well, did you further know? Yes.
Seriously.
So yeah, it's a Big Mac shirt.
So then on to Act 2, the road trip to Higgins Haven. And
Oh
we
my
meet
goodness.
Chris Higgins.
Yeah. This is the most okay. This is the most ragtag group of people that they could have put together in a van.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't even think they knew each other.
You know, these scenes where they show people throwing darts at a board and there's like just random names.
Right.
And shit?
Yes, that's the casting
literally,
director. Yes.
This is what yields from that. This is totally yeah.
Because we get Chris, you know, of Higgins
She's
Haven.
like a prude preppy girl.
She's like a prude preppy girl.
She won't fuck Rick at least.
Right. Well, we get Debbie and Andy, who apparently are with child.
Yeah. And
we get America's first introduction to an incel, Shelly. And then we get Vera, the sexy Latina.
I see it. Yeah, exactly.
And then we have like a Cheech and Chong situation with people who I swear to God, like Chuck and Chili, you know, and Chuck looks like he's 40.
Chuck looks like the guy that they know that buys them alcohol.
Right.
That's literally what Chuck looks like to me.
Seriously, and it was just how the fuck old is everybody? Like that was my question.
Thought, are they Shelly's parents? But they're not quite old enough to be Shelly's parents. So
that's a great point. And no, they're not. They're just like two older stoners that they happen to hang out with, and it's not like anybody's, you know. There's no reference of like, well, you got us our pot, so come along for the weekend. It's just, or you're my aunt, you know,
and
Chili.
Each other, so it's not like there's a weird sex thing going on. Like, oh,
nope, they're just kind of there. Yeah, part of the gang.
Maybe that's who owns the van.
It's not a Bob Carroll, Ted and Alice situation. Like no one's having group sex, but apparently everybody's invited. So
hey, with fan fiction, anything is possible. There's my next graphic novel.
That's good. Then we meet our Ralph Harbinger, because poor Ralph met his demise in Friday 2.
Well, he's peeping. Don't be a peeper. Don't be a perv.
Yeah, they turn poor Ralph into a perv in the second one. But anyway, we get this new old, you know, harbinger of death.
I have warned thee.
Yeah,
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, he's like a Yosemite Sam kind of character. And yeah, like what in the wide world of sports is going on? He's like passed out in the middle of the road, and then all of a sudden he's like, I got an eyeball, and they're like, oh my god!
I love Shelly. He just spells it out for everybody. It's an eyeball.
Yeah. When
with
day
some great
drinking goes
3D
wrong.
perspective there. He holds it up for the 3D camera, you know.
I just want to say the choices of what they made 3D in this movie were really, really lame.
Yeah. First we get a snake, then we get the eyeball. There's a yo-yo later. Like, what the fuck? You know?
Because I'll say this, Jaws 3, though, they fucking went for it in those scenes.
Dead
like it was 3D.
Heads, skeletons.
It's not even going to work, but we're going to do it. And so Friday 3, I think they just really played it fucking safe.
Yeah.
On this stuff.
Even Amityville 3 had like the fly, and they had that weird monster that attacks Robert Joy at the end. There's a lot of 3D movies that came out in the 80s, right? But for some reason this one it was like, let's make a yo-yo 3D. Like, who cares?
Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange, you know? Like,
like, and then we meet Rick, who just wants to get his dick wet.
Poor guy. He's so lame.
Like, if you're gonna see a 3D, it would be like Rick's blue balls.
Right. That's his mission in life, is to drain his blue balls.
While baling hay.
Yeah, I mean, he's just and he doesn't. Here's the thing. He's not subtle about it, right? Like he's just pretty much like, hey man, there's only so many cold showers I can take.
Hey,
I could.
You fuck me 3 times a day. We're all right.
I could have fucked Mary Jo Conrad this weekend, right? Like he doesn't give any. But then he also fat shames Chris, because Chris jumps on his back and he's carrying around piggyback style, and he's like, "You've gained quite a bit of weight since last summer." It's like, well, I don't want to touch your dick now.
Fuck me or you're fat.
Yeah. Fuck me or you're fat.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, you win. Anyway.
But yeah, this is our ragtag group of characters now assembled at Higgins Haven. So then from there we go to what, the biker conflict.
So Shelly decides that he's gonna play a prank,
Pisses everybody.
as Shelly does, because Shelly has zero social skills. And
Can't read a room.
the thing about this movie is that this is why Shelly is an incel. Okay, like Shelly, it's not that Shelly is overweight, because he's not even that fat in this film. He's like he's like 80s overweight, right? Like he's
Husky,
like,
yeah.
he kind of needs to like eat a salad occasionally, right? But he's not like obese. But his personality is shit. So like, if he just learned some kind of social skills,
all that shit off,
right?
Maybe he'd have a chance.
Absolutely. Develop a personality, learn how to eat pussy. Congratulations, you're no longer an
God bless
incel.
Vera. She is
that
so
guilt shame
patient
shit.
with him and
Yeah.
planning to kind of Shelly.
I would
Shelly,
have
come on,
laid
buddy.
him the F out. If I was at that camp as a counselor trying to get my dick wet and he showed up with his fucking hatchet and wig, I'd have laid him out. And I would have told him, I'd have been like, you're the reason I did that.
Yeah. Like the surprise that Rick doesn't just beat the shit out of him at that point, because he's like, wow, thanks, Captain Cockblock. But he does, what's funny is Vera is on her way out and she's like, hey, can I borrow your car? And it's like, we share things here, right? And Rick's like, here, have the keys. And then Shelly, chases after her like, I want to go to the store too. And then jumps in the car. And then that is when we meet our biker gang, which is Fox, Loco, and Ali.
That's right. And it took us 20 minutes today to give all their names, because you would think two people who have seen this movie 45 times between the two of them could remember 3 minor characters' names. Not a fucking chance. So, yeah, feel better about that.
So they all 3 of them have done other 80s stuff.
I always call Ali Fright Night. I literally called him that. Yeah.
Exactly. But he was also in Harlem Nights, so good for him.
Great movie. Great movie.
Fox was in Brewster's Millions. I mean, what a great 80s film.
That's right. She's the one. Oh my God. She's
in European Vacation.
She's his woman.
And then Loco did Warlock, in 89. So good for these, character actors that have solidified a place for themselves in horror history. So
who is he in European Vacation? This is gonna fuck with me because I've seen that movie way too many times.
No, Fox. Fox was in European.
Oh, Fox is in European Vacation.
Yeah. Probably a minor role. I didn't dig that deep.
God, it has been a long time since I've seen that. Okay. But yes, they're basically just fucking with him. They're just fucking with him, and they get out to the car.
We don't take no food stamps.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's so prejudiced because Vera is Spanish.
Yes.
Right.
And the person behind the counter, and we don't take no food stamps. Like, fuck you. And they get out to the car, and Shelly's like, they've gone too far. He's like, this is my chance. So he backs over their bikes. Yeah. Oh, and Ali, okay, great missed opportunity for 3D. Ali takes a chain and like stretches it out, which would have been a perfect scene for 3D.
The shot of him punching the one glass in 3D.
Was 3D.
Yeah.
But I feel that the whole windshield was a way missed opportunity.
Who cares?
And then we cut to a yo-yo.
And we cut to the yo-yo because apparently the yo-yo being in 3D is way more interesting.
Because it's spinning.
Said no one ever.
Yeah. So,
So yeah, back to the camp. Shelly's pranks are escalating. And then the deaths begin, right?
Yeah.
Jason has made his way to the camp proper. Shelly keeps faking injuries and death and training everyone to ignore danger, basically. It's just Shelly fucking around,
And the gang shows up the gang actually shows up at the site, right? And Ali is siphoning gasoline out of the van, a plot point that will come back later.
Uh-huh.
And while Loco just kind of, I guess, keeps watch, right? And then Fox decides she's gonna go into the barn and like explore
Off the hayloft.
in her sexy leather pants, you know. And I love her. I would watch a movie where her and Pam Grier like fought crime.
I totally would watch that.
Coffee and Fox.
So good.
Or Foxy and Fox.
Yes, ma'am, please. Or yes, please, ma'am, or whatever it was she said. It's so
They're
funny.
super hot. But unfortunately, this does lead to Fox gets pitchforked, Loco gets pitchforked, and then Ollie just gets like pummeled. He gets pummeled and passes out after the pummeling. And then
Yeah, he gets a clubbing.
yeah.
Right. You
And
don't
then-
get a good close up of Ali
No.
for obvious
What?
reasons later. So yeah.
Nope. But it's like it's also, you know, like it shows how strong Richard Brooker is, right? Because he's just like pummeling this guy, even though it's like slightly off camera, you can see how strong this dude is. Like there is no fighting him off. It's like
No,
he's just
Jason
like,
just handily took out an entire biker gang by
Mhm. Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
So Slink, you want to take the next scene, the most iconic scene in Friday the 13th, possibly in Friday the 13th lore.
well, unfortunately, first we have to get through Chris's stupid story.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Mm.
I blocked that out.
And what's funny is when Chris is telling her story about Jason attacking her, he's wearing the outfit he stole from Harold.
Yeah, I know.
So how could this have happened 5 years previous? if
Okay,
he
God
went to the
bless
same Big
continuity
Mac
again. You know, it's like
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody pays attention to shit. So yeah, so there's that. Then what is it?
Shelly.
Yeah, Shelly. We're treated to
So the first thing that happens.
he's on the dock
Well, before,
and or no, what? Yeah.
yeah. So no, but before that, Shelly tries to hit on Vera in the house because
Those are a bitch.
yeah. So Andy, you know, Andy and Shelly are both juggling, and you know, Debbie is very much like, well, you know, I can.
something you can do with your hands.
Yeah, exactly. And Debbie's hot, right? So they go upstairs and Shelly is left alone with Vera. And he tries to, you know, he's like, I really like you, you know, and she's like, yeah, but no.
I
And
really like you too,
just-
but no.
I love
like
how
that.
she like puts her hand out on his
Right.
mouth, like, dude, just no.
just no. And, you know, and then so she's like, hey, I'm gonna go take a walk and then we'll come back. I'll come back and we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about it, right? So I'm like thinking, like, okay. So as she leaves, he goes, fucking bitch. And it's like,
Typical
you
incel,
motherfucker. Like, I won't fuck you, so you're a bitch.
you don't like
Dickhead.
nice guys because I'm a nice
No,
guy. Yeah.
I'm a nice guy. Oh yeah, I love it. So then we're treated to like Shelly in a very unforgiving wetsuit.
Well, Vera's sitting on the dock and she has Shelly's wallet from before and she drops it in the pond. I say pond because that lake is scummy.
Right.
So she, you know, she hikes her, she takes her shoes off, goes out in the lake. She got to high water it to get them. And then now we see Jason proper. Now we see Richard Brooker in full costume and everything. He's holding a fucking spear gun. Like what is this madness? And I get how they did it because of the 3D thing. They had to make sure the bolt was shot like on a wire and stuff, which is why he comes around and kind of strangely holds it in front of that pole when he fires the spear gun. But still, it's a great shot and they pulled it off really well. That's your favorite kill in the movie.
It's one of yeah. I have two favorite kills, and that's one of them.
So because Shelly messed with her in the wetsuit with the Jason mask on, she sees him come out of the barn and she thinks it's fucking Shelly. Not paying attention
I
to he
found your
doesn't have a fellow
wallet.
you. Yeah. And that's it. Next thing you know, she gets a spear in her eye.
Total injustice.
Yeah.
And then Chuck takes a shit and doesn't wipe. I mean, what is it with the men in this fucking movie? Seriously.
Because it's
Must have
the
been an
second
early
time.
80s thing, yeah. 1980, number 2.
Lot of leather pants with Dookie in it. You know?
So then the beautiful Debbie takes a shower. And
Tracy Savage, she still looks great for her
she's
age.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's stunningly beautiful.
She's a newscaster.
She's a newscaster. She
blue
was a
bikini,
newscaster during the OJ trial.
Yeah. Because that's what she said. She got her big break, right?
Yeah.
Because she was doing that.
Yeah. So then Andy walks on his hands, which I kind of dug it. I was wondering, like, I've never been able to find this information, and I know you used to have Crystal Lake Memories, but do you remember, did they hire that actor because he could walk on his hands, or did he walk on his hands during like the
I'm just gonna say more than likely.
like like was he like on the set
audition and he was like, check this out.
I can walk on my hands.
You're in, you're hired, kid.
Yeah.
So big break.
Yeah.
And then that's my favorite death, honestly, is when he gets sliced from like anus to belly.
Yeah.
He cuts him in half. Because
Yeah,
when you
the
see him
musical
later,
sting there is just perfect.
yeah, that's great. And in here, I'd like to talk about Brooker as Jason for a second. We're just going to say this because the scene where Andy walks out of the bathroom on his hands, you see the hallway and you see a little table and the wall and the door, and Andy goes to get his beer. When Andy comes back, Jason's fucking hiding behind that table because you see his legs. The thing I like about Brooker in this movie is he's what I call a stalk and slasher, because when you watch Hodder as Jason, he has that vocabulary and movement where he's always aggressive with everything he does. Anytime he moves, it's like he just looks really irritated, which is cool. I get it. Brooker in this one, he sneaks around, he fucking hides, he lays in wait. It's really cool, man. Like the scene in the barn where he's creeping towards what's her face. He's hunched over like he's stalking, man. So it's really cool. He runs in this movie. He moves with purpose.
He's a very athletic Jason.
Yes.
You know,
that bale of hay he throws when she throws the bale of hay down over the ladder in the barn at the end. He just throws a bale of hay. You know how fucking much a bale of hay weighs? They're heavy as fuck. And he's just like, so he's very formidable, man. He's terrifying, you know?
Yeah.
But it's cool because he does all the things. He's not like
he's running.
He does everything. So it's that's why he's one of my favorite Jasons. Probably my favorite.
And then we get this kind of a cool little horror nerd scene where Debbie takes a shower and then she lays down on the hammock and she reads an issue of Fangoria. Like, I love that. That's so cool.
Pregnant Debbie. We should mention that.
Pregnant Debbie. I know, right? Pregnant Debbie reads an issue of Fangoria. And then Andy's dissected body is just hanging out in the rafters.
Stuffed in the rafters. Yeah, Mrs. Voorhees and Jason both like stuffing people up in ceilings. It's pretty cool. Yeah. We got the Baconator and Andy.
And then she gets Kevin Baconed.
Ned. He gets netted. Because Ned's the one shoved in the rafters in the first one.
Oh, no, I meant Debbie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Debbie gets Kevin Bacon.
No,
she gets the knife through the neck and out the other side. And then
I don't know who did the special effects, but they were pretty damn good.
Yeah, and then there's a 3D popcorn scene.
Because if we're gonna do 3D, we're gonna do 3D popcorn. It's gonna make you hungry, and
now we've got a yo-yo and popcorn. Oh my god!
Important to point out to some of our younger viewers that back in the day when we had to make popcorn, we had to make it the old-fashioned way. There wasn't like a real like microwave popcorn situation. It was like you had a literal popcorn maker that you put the kernels in and then it would pop out, and it was a whole thing. So they took advantage of that and they had this like shower of popcorn that's, and poor Chuck, man. Chuck is the biggest pussy in this film. I really feel like Chuck is actually an even bigger pussy than Shelly is at this point, because Chuck can't get laid, number one, because he's just, Chili's like, he says, why don't you scream like that? And she's like, give me something to scream about. Right. And he's all like, I'm going to go take a shit again, So
and not wipe, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go smoke some weed. So she tells him, she's like, you need to go check on the breakers because something's up, right? And he's like, by myself? In the dark? And it's like, bro, you have seriously.
Mhm.
Tiny balls. Such small dick
Yeah,
energy.
we didn't have we were really didn't use the word beta in those days. But
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he was totally a fucking beta.
But no, he really, it's terrible because he's just a sad character, you know? And I feel like Chili is this, before she has kind of an annoying like dialogue scene, but that's later. But like, she is a cool woman who's in charge of herself, and she's like, hey, like I'm in charge of my own orgasm. What up? And she's cool. She's a cool chick. I like her. She reminds me of like a cool aunt because she's clearly not the same age as everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
well, and her death scene was terrifying. She's a good actress, she really sold it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, when Shelly comes through, right? Obviously, she thinks he's joking again, right? His throat is slit, and she's just like, she finally figures out that he's actually
Shelly's dead.
Yeah, she's walking around the house, and she's like,
Shelly's dead.
Andy, Shelly's dead.
The fry on dead is amazing, like it's really good. But it's funny because I'm glad Shelly did that dumb shit earlier in the movie, because when he really gets killed, he has to just sit there and die.
That's right.
He's like, quit messing around, man.
Right.
Like,
Nobody gives a fuck. He's the boy who cried everything, right?
Yeah, cried.
So then Chris and Rick return home from their shitty date where Rick once again did not get his dick wet. And Chris goes inside, and she, the popcorn's burnt, which is the most disgusting smell ever.
Yeah, that place must smell like shit. It's gross.
It's gross. Does anybody really find, I just figured this out. So Chuck gets killed, he gets electrocuted, and all the lights go out, right? No one finds Chuck's body. There's no Chuck reveal. There's a Debbie reveal.
He's probably stuffed in the
reveal.
rafters too somewhere.
He's probably stuffed in a tree or fucking somewhere. Yeah.
He's not propped up like Sleepaway Camp 2. You know what I mean? He's just
Right.
he's just dead. No one cares. And rightfully so. So then Chris goes inside. She's like, something's not right. Like, she goes upstairs. She doesn't find Debbie yet, but she does find a bathtub.
You guys are messing up the place.
Yeah, she walks in. I would be pissed.
There's water.
I would be so pissed.
Place is on fire.
The place is on fire. There's water
And like
coming through the door.
And like Rick's pissed. Rick's like, who knows what those guys? I don't know. They're your fucking friends. Like, it's fine.
Rick
Rick is
personality
Rick,
plus, right? So then she
All right, though, because he's about to get his finally.
exactly right. So she's like, something's up, man. There's a bunch of wet towels and whatever. So meanwhile, Jason is, oh my God, is squeezing Rick's head so much that his eyeball pops out, and that's a good 3D.
Well, it's a good death, but it's very funny the way it happens and shit. But yeah, what a great death, man. Because it's like she's right there, and he's like, no pussy for me, Pop.
Yep.
Like,
And then here's where the movie loses me. Like, let's just be like totally honest, laying it out on the table. This movie has as many false endings as Return of the King. Like,
Right.
it does. It's like, oh shit, okay, so she in the van. Like, right. Oh, wait, she found a couple bodies and she's gonna hit him. And no. Oh, wait, she hung him. Oh, that's a thing. Oh, look, fucking, Ollie's back. Oh, he lost his hand. All this shit happens in this, 90-minute movie. And you kind of think like, oh, this is it. We're done. Yay.
they fake
Wait,
you
not
out
so
3 different
fast.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because once he kills Rick, Chris goes from the house outside into the van, then the van to the bridge when it runs out of gas, then from the van to the barn. Then we're not done yet. Then from the fucking barn to the lake. Yeah. And so it's like, it's wild, man. I get it. But the thing is, they should have, it doesn't really matter.
They do
It was
have
just-
that moment of recognition when she sees him and realizes, oh, this is my rapist, this girl.
Yeah, it's,
And what the fuck ever with that plot line.
He's wearing the clothes he stole from Harold.
No, so that doesn't really work very well. So, so long story short, she tracks him down in the barn. You know, Ollie kind of tries to be the hero. That doesn't work out. Because Jason just lops off his hand like it's nothing.
And then he's just cutting.
And then he's just he's like standing over him, just eviscerating him,
making sure he ain't getting back up.
Yeah, he's not getting back up this time, right? And then Chris fights off Jason, and then does she pass out? Oh, she gets in the boat. She passes out in the boat
for the worst fake out ending ever.
And then she wakes up, and then Mrs. Voorhees is
out of the lake and
wormy
corpse. Reattached her head somehow. Yeah.
Then before that, when Chris wakes up in the fucking boat, she sees Jason, he's still alive. He kicks the door off the house and starts chasing. Then she wakes up again in the boat, and it's like Mrs. Voorhees with the worm face. It's whoa. There's a lot, man.
I was like, just end it for Christ's sakes.
Like, I love me some Friday 3. Like, I've defended this movie. I've gotten arguments. I've been booted out of Facebook groups because of this movie. Like, I like me some Friday 3. It has a lot of cool shit in it. But the end, the last like probably 15 minutes of that movie is exhausting.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And I love the ending to 6. I love the ending to 5. I'll even take little baby Corey Feldman shaving his head like a fucking lunatic over this. And I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact, though, that Chris is just not a very good final girl. She's not.
Right.
Like, in my opinion, and also Slink, Vera should have been our final girl.
Well,
and I always try to reconcile that with, well, at least Vera got to be Hawk Jason's first kill. So that was a special moment.
I did a show.
And honestly, it's more memorable than anything Chris did. So
she's she should have been the survivor girl. And I got a chance to tell her that. And she was like, oh my God. And she gave me a hug just because I said that. Chris is like a fucking saltine cracker. She's just she's really bland, man.
She's just bland. She's just bland and whiny.
She does.
Yeah, like not even All My Children bland, like friggin' Ryan's Hope bland, just
yes, right. Oh, what a good old mic drop that was. That's amazing. She's like a character on Ryan's Hope. She's terrible. Or Another World. Anyway. So yeah, the movie has like 4 endings, and then it's fucking like,
and see, I like the barn ending. I like how it ends.
And then
it's just a lot.
Yeah, then the cops show up and she's hysterical, right?
And they throw her in the back seat of the car, and then
any boy.
Yeah, and then and then we're like, oh God, is it over? Please let it be over. And then disco music starts playing, and you're like, oh, we made it, we did it. And that's the thing, like I said, there's things about this movie that I really love. I love a lot of the death stuff. I love certain characters in the film, but like overall, no, it is not my favorite. But I still respect it, and seeing it through Sync's eyes is a totally different movie, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's Friday 3 is awesome, man. I love Friday 3. I even said to Erin today, I'm like, I really like both posters for Friday 3 because they're both really cool. Like the knife in the shower and then the axe. Like it's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of like serious Jason stuff in this because it adds so much. There's so many firsts in this one, which is one of the reasons I like it so much. You get to see him in his costume. You get to me, this is the most scary Jason, I think, because I will take a live hillbilly Jason over zombie Jason any day, except for part 6. He's pretty cool in part 6. Yeah. But yeah, like Jason's terrifying, man. And there's a scene where he runs after fucking Chris.
Yes, so that's a good segue into our scared shit list.
You will be scared shitless.
If you are new to the show, that is the namesake of the show. That's why we call it the Scared Shitless Podcast, because these are the scenes that were actually scary to us, either when we were kids or even now, maybe late at night by ourselves. So yes, Slinky, what scared you about this movie?
Let's see, Friday 3. Scary. I was still going. There's a couple things that are scary to me. The scene with was it Edna? in the beginning. No. It's the fact that she can't find her knitting needle. She's looking around. There's some weird shit going on with Harold and his diarrhea. And in the TV, you can hear the guy literally saying what's happening. Like, there's a killer on the loose. He just murdered a bunch of kids at a camp. We can't fucking find him. Film at 11. And then all of a sudden the knitting. So like, that's scary to me because she's totally oblivious to it. And then all of a sudden, she
Yeah, and
gets
I
it.
love that trope in so many horror movies.
Yeah, dude,
the little
you
warning
don't have
that you
to
get. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have to give me the full backstory, but if you just that little touch that, hey, something's happened, the authorities are there, it made the news because it's so grisly or what. I love that
The
shit.
radio and Night of the Living Dead.
Yes. That's one of my favorite parts of the fucking movie is the radio announcer. So yeah, that part always scared me. And the fact that some guy can leave a crime scene, show up at your general store, steal your laundry, and murder both of you, and nobody knows until the next fucking day. That's scary.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's
So I think the thing that really scared me was the concept that Jason was just going from place to place. Like he was almost like this. He was like a serial killer, right? Because he's and the thought of like, oh, I'm just gonna pop over next door. You know what I mean? Like that's scary.
There's a scene
to
where
me.
he like walks into the barn and it's like just so creepy that he's stalking,
It's just there's a stalking element to it. It's and then 4 kind of takes that too, where it's like, oh, there's this house and then this house and then this house and and Jason's just
Crystal Lake is happening. Like, there's a lot of shit on Crystal Lake. There's a counselor training camp.
There's a lot of timeshares.
There's a halfway house for wayward kids.
For weird
halfway house for
kids.
weird fucked up kids in the
like,
Carolina.
so
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
So just the sheer thought of like, oh, there's a killer on the loose and he is just making his way through the neighborhood, even if the neighborhood is like surrounded by a lake, right? But like he's just making his way through the neighborhood, and that to me is horrifying.
Yeah.
And also over a period of a couple days. Like it reminded me in terms of like genuine fear, it reminds me of the Gainesville murders, where it was just like, he's like, I'm gonna mess with this apartment complex and this apartment complex and this apartment complex. And it was going to these different places. So you didn't really feel like you were safe because you're like, okay, well, who's next, right? And so this movie has that like, oh my God, like, okay, so the general store is not safe. My private cabin that my parents own or whatever is not safe. I'm not safe with my weird idiot boyfriend. Like it.
And then there's the scene after
he gets around.
There's the scene after he kills Vera where he drops the spear gun and he just stops and looks at the house for like a second. And then he starts walking up. That's creepy to me. That's really creepy because it's like he's already got the gears spinning in his brain what he's going to do. He's like, I'm going to catch that bitch in the bathroom. I'm going to hit him with a railroad tie. I'm going to fuck. So you're like, ooh, that is freaky.
So for me, I will say that this is the only Jason that ever scared me other than Ari Lehman's, jump scare. And the first time I saw Jason's head in that window and his face.
Oh, yeah, where he pops up and he looks like a sideshow attraction.
Excited look like, oh, I see you. Here I come.
He's trying to get that fucking window open any way he can, like a little kid. Yeah.
And you mentioned like he just kicks down the door and he comes after her and he's lumbering, that was fucking scary. That to me is the essence of Jason Voorhees right there. Richard Brooker set it up for all other Jasons to follow. Because prior to that, he's just, a redneck that runs after you through the woods, but now he is a fucking monster. He's not just a guy.
Or he jumps at a window and bounces off of it.
So yeah, I mean that face, and I still make fun of it to this day, that it's kind of a cross between Toxie and, I Oh, the Mungo guy from
Sloth.
Sloth,
Yeah.
Sloth,
from
yeah.
Goonies.
And
But no, I mean, it was actually scary. He's animalistic. He's excited. He's like a little kid in a candy store.
He's like the shark from Jaws. He just wants to
Yeah,
kill
just,
you.
oh my
That's
God.
literally it.
I mean,
There's another part in the movie where he's hanging in the barn and she goes and opens the door. Do you know how fucking strong you have to be to lift yourself up with one arm? He pops his mask off and kind of
smiles.
heckles her a second. He's like, "Hey," and then it's so fucking that part used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
yeah,
God
no,
bless
absolutely.
Richard
This is a
Brooker.
hard
Rest in
Jason to follow.
peace. Amazing Jason.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably to me, still to this day, the scariest Jason. So,
hot take, but yeah.
all right, here we go with the rating. And it's tough for me because it's a bad movie, in my opinion. It is
Yeah, that's
not
what I
well
mean.
constructed. There's so many questionable decisions, directorial, 3D effects. A lot of the acting is very rough, but it is so iconic. When I first played Friday the 13th, the game, I was excited to see Shelly, and
Mhm.
part three Jason, and just that mask again for the first time. Um, so it really launched Jason's kind of iconic status, that mask. So I've got to give it extra points for that. Um,
Mhm.
I've got to give it a lot of extra points for Richard Brooker's performance. He really made the movie. Yeah, and Vera. So I'm going to give it 4 stars, against my better judgment. Again, it's not a good movie, but if you care about horror cinema and
Mhm.
the zeitgeist, this put Friday the 13th on the slasher map for good. I mean, this established Jason as the monster he would become. So yeah, it's a 4-star movie for me.
All right. I am not quite as generous. I will give it, but like I said, there's a lot of things that I love about it. It's just I think one of my biggest problems is that just as you mentioned that like Chris is just a very like bland character. A lot of the characters in this movie are pretty bland.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty forgettable. So I think if we didn't know that Chuck and Chili were fucking stoners, we would just like, meh.
Right.
So, I will say 3.5 joints out of 5.
Far out, man.
That's the man. All right, Friday 3. Friday 3 gets a pass on a bunch of different things. Just because, like you said, it's so iconic. It establishes a lot of shit in this one that is going to be, hallmarks throughout the series. The acting is atrocious in this movie. I said this to her before today when we were watching it. I was like, it's not a good movie. I was like, but there's so much cool shit that happens that it, I don't know, kind of gets a pass just because of that. Steve Miner is not a 3D director whatsoever. But yeah, so I have to give it 4 smashed windshields out of 5. 4
Amen.
smashed windshields. Or 4 dead bikers hanging by their neck. Um, yeah, so it's really cool, man. It's really cool. And I like the Jason. I like a lot of the kills. Yeah, so absolutely.
All right, well, there you have it. Our review slash retrospective of Friday the 13th, part three. I frequent the message boards on social media often, and it consistently is a favorite
Yeah.
among the fans of this franchise for all the reasons we discussed, and in spite of many more reasons that we also discussed. It's a shitty movie, but it's got some important things about it.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So it's
um,
kind of like Scanners. It gets a pass just because of the head scene.
oh yeah, yeah.
Scanners is but so yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that gives it a pass.
So speaking of scanners and David Cronenberg,
And Cronenberg.
I thought we might do a Cronenberg movie next week.
Oh, I can pick one.
I
But it
I will
doesn't.
not pick the movie, but I'm picking the director this time. So
Okay, I kind of like that. Can we do The Brood?
Absolutely. Hell
Rage,
yeah.
babies.
Oliver Reed to this day
It's
is
on Tubi.
still in my
It's on
top
Tubi.
3 favorite actors. So absolutely.
Awesome sauce. I love it. That's good. I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah, that's a deep cut too, and it's got
talking
some
about my rage
actual
babies.
scares. Yeah.
Oh, it's a genuinely
He's terrifying.
terrifying,
He's scary.
unnerving movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that one.
Woo! All right.
That's got our guy who was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers in it, doesn't it?
Which one?
Her is it her husband? I know he's
Oh, yes. The guy from Black Christmas.
yes.
PETA.
Nope.
No, the other guy. The guy who fashions the jacket. I can't think of
The guy with the fur coat.
Right.
Yeah. Who was also in Porky's.
Yeah.
But yes, he is in The Brood. He is in The Brood. So is Samantha Eggers. So is
Of course, Oliver Reed. Yes.
Oliver Reed, you know.
Very weird
and-
fucking movie, man.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to revisit it. I love the inherent Canadianness about it, you know.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in about 10 years, but I remember a lot of specifics about it, like just the imagery, and there's a clinic in it called the Keloid Clinic.
Baby, you're like,
Yeah, it's great.
Little railing hands.
It's
great.
No, it's fantastic. And it's brutal.
Yeah.
And there are no moments of levity. It is a brutal movie.
All right, well, get your sense of dread on because that one's coming. The Brood by David Cronenberg. I think late 70s. I don't remember the exact year, but
Yeah.
it was early Cronenberg. Yeah, just
Yeah.
finding his way. And man, he found it in that one. So that's exciting. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for another great show. Have a wonderful week, and we will do The Brood and see everybody next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.